Okay, welcome in. I'm now going to be continuing my 32 in 32 series. This time I'll be looking at the Anaheim Ducks. Last year they finished second last in the Pacific Division. They finished third worst in the entire league. They had a record of 27 wins, 50 losses, and 5 overtime/shootout losses for 59 points. So they did finish third overall, they finished 30th overall, and unfortunately missed the playoffs for now the 6th straight year. The last time they made the playoffs was in 2018, and they got swept in the first round by the San Jose Sharks. Not a whole lot of guys are still remaining from that 2018 Cup or Stanley Cup playoff team. I've said team too many times, I apologize. So right now I'm just going to go through the list of players that are still restricted free agents. Unfortunately, it takes a lot of bouncing around on my phone to get everybody, so there very well could have been a signing or a trade that I have yet to cover, and therefore that person might not be on this list. And another exception would also be if someone happens to announce their retirement, which is why I have Jacob Silfverberg on the screen. He didn't play that long of a career, but and it's a shame because he wasn't able to get to a Stanley Cup final. But again, a heck of a career for Jacob Silfverberg. So his contract did expire, but again, he did also retire. Ben Myers is a free agent. He was traded from the Colorado Avalanche to the Anaheim Ducks this past season, so I'm pretty sure he can resign with anyone. I don't think there's any restrictions. Oh, now that I say that, he is a restricted free agent. So the only way he can sign elsewhere is if they... Now, see, with RFAs, I'm a little puzzled because I know there probably is a deadline that both the player and his agent and the team have to be able to come up with it. But if you're an RFA, I think you can only re-sign with the team that you were on the roster. Whereas if you're a UFA, that just means you can sign anywhere you want. So because he's an RFA, again, Anaheim will have to make a deal at a certain point, but I'm sure they're not in a huge rush to sign Myers. Not trying to disrespect him, but again, I'm not sure what the position is for him to fit on the team for next season. Euro Vekanainen, I believe, is in the same boat, and I think he's also an RFA. I'm just taking a quick little gander to see. Yeah, so he is an RFA as well, which means that Anaheim will have to make him an offer, and kind of go from there. It's unfortunate that after your rookie contract, you're still an RFA. So you could have played in the league for 3 or 4 years, depending on the length of your contract, but you still can't seek out other teams until your second contract is up, I do believe, or unless you get traded. All right, the next one. Now, I just talked about how I wasn't sure about certain players. It just so happens that Isaac Lundstrom is not on the list that I'm looking for, and it's a lot of work to go back and forth between screens. As I always do, I typically just use a phone to look stuff up and then use my tablet to record videos, so I don't really have a whole lot of time to write everything down. Trust me, if there was more hours in the day, I would do this the old school way, but right now it's just more convenient just to look at one screen. Okay, this is the information I need to talk about, and then tell it to you through here. Okay, so the next one I'll be looking at is Benoit Olivier Groult, I believe is how you pronounce his name, and he is also an RFA, again, just coming out of his rookie contract, so it's a very good chance Anaheim could possibly make a deal for any of those guys that I just talked about. William Legason, let's take a look and see if he is on this list. And he is not, so there's a very good chance Legason could have been traded, or he could have signed elsewhere because he's not currently on the list for free agents for the Ducks. Brett Leeson, take a gander and see if old Brett is on this list, and he is not on the list. Oh, yes, he is, sorry, so he is also an RFA, so I'm pretty sure Anaheim would have to make him an offer. Again, I'm sure there's a cutoff point where he could possibly sign with another team, but because he's an RFA, I think that unfortunately you have to first make a deal with the team that you're currently employed by. Jackson Lacombe. I'll take a look and see if I can find him on this list. And he is also an RFA. So again, the Ducks, I'm pretty sure, would have to make an offer for this kid. Max Jones, I believe he's also an RFA. So despite the fact that he's 25, again, I'm pretty sure he just finished his rookie contract, unless he just did a one-year contract prior to this. I'm not 100% certain. But again, if you're an RFA, I'm pretty sure you have to sign, or at least try to come up with some kind of a plan with the team that, again, you were working for. Gustav Lindstrom came over from a trade. Came over from the. No, he was a free agent. Yes, sorry. So he was, I believe, cut by the Habs and picked up by the Ducks. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. He's also an RFA, so again, I'm pretty sure, just like I said before, that he would have to sign with the Ducks because that's the team he played for at the end of last season. And Mason McTavish, again, that's going to be a topic for next year, unless he happens to re-sign a contract in this upcoming season. So I'll take a look at the goaltending situation. Lucas Dostal is still signed for 1 more year, and John Gibson is still signed for 3 more years. So that takes care of the Ducks recap. I think I mentioned this in the last video, that I will be talking about and previewing the upcoming season, but that's not going to happen until September, because that's when the exhibition games happen, and it's basically right after training camp. So there's really no huge rush for me to make any predictions, especially when there's going to be such a long off season of signings and trades. Well, that takes care of the Anaheim Ducks recap and continuing this 32 and 32 series. As always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time, and as always, take care.